You are standing at the kitchen counter right now. You take a sharp paring knife from the drawer. You slice the rough ends of a fresh kiwi fruit. You take a small metal teaspoon. You carefully scoop out that sweet, bright green center. Then, without a second thought, you toss that fuzzy brown skin straight into the food waste bin. Stop right there. Look at what you are actually doing. You are making a massive nutritional mistake. You are paying premium supermarket prices for fresh produce, yet you are discarding the most powerful part of the plant. You are essentially buying a premium safe full of solid gold bullion, throwing the gold straight into the nearest river and happily chewing on the cardboard box it was delivered in. It makes absolutely no sense. Yet millions of people over 50 do this every single morning. We've been conditioned by modern convenience culture to believe that the sweet, brightly colored flesh of tropical fruits is the only part worth eating. Researchers studying nutritional density have repeatedly found the exact opposite to be true. The discarded, ugly skin contains 50% more fiber than the sweet flesh inside. It holds a massive concentration of antioxidants. The green part completely lacks these specific, highly protective compounds. Elders in Okinawa and other global longevity hotspots do not throw away the protective skin of their local fruits. They understand that the skin is the plant's natural armor. It is where the plant concentrates its most potent biological defenses to survive in the wild. Neither should you throw it away. I know exactly why you throw it away. I hear it from my clients every single week. It is covered in dense, unappealing hairs. It tastes terribly bitter when you bite into it. It feels exactly like swallowing a fuzzy caterpillar. Your brain naturally tells your stomach this is completely inedible. You are not wrong to avoid it. Most people over 50 try to force it down for their daily vitality. They read an article about the benefits, so they try eating it like an apple. They end up with a tickly throat. They get a mild upset stomach from the rough texture. They spit it out. They never try it again. I will show you the exact 30-second kitchen sink friction trick at the very end of this video. It completely dissolves the fuzz. It unlocks the nutrients. It makes the skin taste surprisingly pleasant. But first, look at what this discarded skin actually does to your digestion. When you eat just the sweet green flesh of the kiwi, you are sending a rapid, unfiltered dose of fructose directly into your bloodstream. Your blood sugar spikes, it drops, you feel exhausted. However, when consumed whole, the skin introduces a massive dose of insoluble fiber. This completely changes the biological equation. This skin contains a highly powerful digestive enzyme called actinidin. Think of actinidin as a microscopic pair of scissors. When this enzyme hits your stomach, it immediately starts snipping up heavy, dense proteins from your last meal. Say you just ate a traditional Sunday roast beef or a heavy baked chicken breast. At 55, your natural stomach acid struggles. It struggles to break that dense meat down efficiently. You are left feeling sluggish, heavy, and bloated on the sofa for hours while your body fights to process the meal. Actinidin slices those complex protein chains apart before they can stagnate in your digestive system. It stops that heavy, bloated feeling dead in its tracks. It essentially pre-digests your food for you. It is remarkable. Let me break down exactly why this matters for you right now. As we age past 50, our digestive fire naturally dims. The biological reality is that our organs slow down. You might notice that a steak or a thick lamb chop at 7 in the evening sits like a concrete block in your stomach until morning. You toss and turn in bed. You wake up feeling heavy and lethargic. You blame the meat you bought. You blame the cooking oil you used. The real issue is a lack of digestive enzymes. Your pancreas simply does not produce them in the same volume it did when you were 25 years old. Actinidin steps in to fill that exact gap. It does the heavy lifting for your exhausted digestive organs. It works specifically on muscle fibers in meat. It breaks down the tough collagen. It dissolves the dense connective tissues that normally take your stomach hours to dissolve. It turns a heavy meal into easily absorbed amino acids. You get the nutritional benefit of the meat. You get it without the physical punishment. You wake up feeling light. Your stomach is flat. Your digestion moves smoothly.
This is the hidden power of that fuzzy brown wrapper you keep throwing in the bin every morning. So, your heavy meals are finally digesting properly, but all this newfound lightness is completely destroyed if you treat this fruit like a simple sweet dessert. By peeling it, you remove the very mechanism designed by nature to slow down sugar absorption. The skin acts as a dense, fibrous net inside your intestines. It physically catches the natural sugars of the fruit pulp. It traps them. It holds them tight. It then releases them slowly. It releases them drop by drop into your blood. This prevents the sharp insulin spikes that plague so many adults today. You know those spikes intimately. They leave you feeling intensely tired, too, in the afternoon. They make you yawn during important conversations. They make you highly irritable. They make you crave a chocolate biscuit or a sugary cup of tea 2 hours later. Without the skin, you were just eating a sugar bomb. It disrupts your afternoon energy. It forces your pancreas to panic. It floods your system with insulin to handle the sudden sugar rush. With the skin, you are eating a sustained energy release capsule. It keeps your mind sharp. It keeps your mood stable. It stops the mid-afternoon crash entirely. It is biological engineering at its finest. Think of the fibrous skin as a heavy-duty protective seatbelt for your blood sugar. You would never drive your car without a seatbelt. You should never eat high-sugar tropical fruits without their fibrous skins. The skin slows the transit time in your gut. It ensures that the sugar is absorbed at a pace your aging metabolism can actually handle. It stops the roller coaster of energy highs and crushing lows. But the benefits of this fibrous net do not stop at your blood sugar. It feeds the good bacteria sitting in your lower intestine. These bacteria thrive on the rough, insoluble fiber found only in the outer layer. They ferment it. They turn it into short-chain fatty acids. Let us look closer at these good bacteria. Imagine your lower intestine is a vibrant garden. When you're 20, that garden is lush and green. It handles almost anything you throw at it. By the time you reach 60, that garden has experienced decades of processed foods, daily stress, and perhaps a few necessary courses of antibiotics. The soil is completely depleted. The good bacteria are starving. They're desperate for raw fuel. When you eat a peeled kiwi, you give them absolutely nothing. The sugar is absorbed long before it reaches them. They continue to starve. Your digestion remains sluggish and unpredictable. But when you swallow that tough brown skin, everything changes. You are sending a massive delivery of premium fertilizer straight down to the lower gut. The skin survives the stomach acid entirely intact. It reaches the lower intestine. The bacteria swarm it. They begin the fermentation process immediately. This is where the magic of short-chain fatty acids begins. These fatty acids, particularly one called butyrate, are the primary energy source for the cells lining your colon. When these cells are energized, they form a tight, secure barrier. They stop undigested food particles from leaking into your bloodstream. They keep your body calm and balanced. You notice the difference in your daily life. You stop getting that uncomfortable, tight swelling in your abdomen after a simple lunch. Your trousers fit perfectly all day long. You don't have to unbutton your jeans on the drive home from work. This is the daily vitality you reclaim simply by eating the whole fruit.
I promise to show you exactly how to wash away that awful hairy texture in just a moment so you can actually eat this without gagging. So, your gut is thriving and your blood sugar is stable. But if you think digestion is the only thing this skin manages, you are deeply mistaken. The real transformation happens quietly inside your cardiovascular system. Everyone believes the bright green flesh is the ultimate source of daily immunity because of the vitamin C. It is a complete misconception. The true powerhouse is actually locked within the brown skin. It is incredibly dense with a compound called quercetin. Quercetin is a highly potent flavonoid. Think of it as a biological rust remover for your blood vessels. As we age, free radicals cause microscopic damage to our artery walls. This is called oxidative stress. Imagine leaving a metal bicycle out in the rain for 10 years. It gets stiff, it gets rusty, it stops working smoothly. The exact same process happens inside your veins and arteries. Quercetin sweeps through your bloodstream. It helps clear out the oxidative stress that makes your blood vessels stiff and inflexible. When your blood flows freely, your heart does not have to work overtime. Your energy returns. It is that simple. Let me expand on this rust-removing process because it affects almost everyone over 50. You wake up in the morning, your hands feel unusually cold. Your feet take hours to warm up in your slippers. You feel a slight tightness in your calves. You feel it when you walk up the stairs to fetch your glasses. You assume this is just normal aging. It is not. It is poor microcirculation. Your smallest blood vessels are becoming rigid. They cannot expand and contract as they should to deliver oxygen to your extremities. Quercetin directly targets this rigidity. It helps relax the smooth muscle tissue lining your arteries. It acts like a deep cleaning sweep for your circulatory system. People spend hundreds of pounds on expensive supplements to achieve this exact effect. They buy bottles of pills, they drink terrible tasting powders. Meanwhile, the highest natural concentration of this compound is sitting right there. It's in the kiwi skin you just discarded. You are throwing away premium cardiovascular support. Stop doing it. Start using the fruit exactly as nature intended. Let the quercetin do its job to keep your microcirculation vibrant and your extremities warm. But the cardiovascular sweep is only part of the story. There's a deeply hidden benefit in this brown skin that directly impacts how you look in the mirror. It involves your body's lipid barrier.
The skin of this fruit is remarkably dense in fat-soluble vitamin E. When you scoop out the green flesh, you are getting almost zero vitamin E. The plant stores this specific vitamin exclusively in its tough outer layer to protect itself from harsh sunlight. When you consume it, that protection transfers directly to your own human skin. Think of vitamin E as an internal moisturizer. As we age past 50, our skin loses its ability to retain water. You notice your arms feeling dry and papery. Your face feels tight after a shower. You spend a fortune on expensive topical creams and heavily marketed moisturizers to fix the problem from the outside. It rarely works. True skin hydration requires a strong internal lipid barrier. The vitamin E found in the kiwi skin fortifies the cell membranes throughout your entire body. It acts as a microscopic seal. It locks the moisture inside your skin cells where it belongs. Your skin stops flaking. It regains a subtle, healthy elasticity. You stop needing to apply thick lotions 3 times a day. You are fixing the structural integrity of your skin from the inside out. You are using the plant's natural sun shield to repair your own aging lipid barrier. So your circulation is clear and your lipid barrier is strong, but all of these daytime benefits are completely overshadowed by what this skin does to your brain at 3 in the morning. Millions of adults over 50 suffer from fragmented sleep. You fall asleep easily at 10 in the evening, but then you wake up at 3 in the morning. You stare at the ceiling. Your mind races. You feel physically exhausted, but your brain refuses to shut down. You toss and turn until your alarm rings. You blame stress. You blame caffeine. The real issue is often a severe depletion of natural serotonin. Serotonin is the critical precursor to melatonin, the hormone that dictates your deep sleep architecture. The brown, fuzzy skin of the kiwi happens to contain one of the highest concentrations of plant-based serotonin found in nature. When you consume the skin in the morning or early afternoon, you are building a reservoir. Your body stores this serotonin. As the sun goes down, your brain begins to convert that stored serotonin directly into melatonin. It builds a powerful natural wave of sleep hormone that carries you through the night. It stops the 3 in the morning awakenings. It pushes you into the deep restorative phases of sleep where your body actually repairs itself. You wake up feeling genuinely refreshed. You do not feel groggy like you do after taking synthetic sleep aids. You simply feel rested. This is the profound systemic impact of eating the whole fruit. But here's the catch.
Your sleep might be improving, but your stomach will face a highly uncomfortable disaster if you pair this fruit with the wrong breakfast item. Now, we must discuss a massive mistake people make when they finally decide to eat the whole fruit.
Never chop a whole kiwi and leave it sitting in a bowl of dairy yogurt or milk for more than 10 minutes. Do not do it. Remember that enzyme, actinidin, the microscopic scissors we talked about earlier? If left to sit, those scissors will start aggressively attacking the casein. Casein is the primary protein found in all animal milk. Within minutes, the actinidin chemically alters the dairy on a molecular level. It breaks down the milk proteins violently. It turns your perfectly healthy morning Greek yogurt into a bitter, highly acidic, and intensely difficult to digest mass. It tastes like sour medicine. The texture changes. It separates into a watery, unappealing sludge. This chemical reaction will leave you with severe heartburn all morning. Have you ever experienced this bitter yogurt disaster? Tell me in the comments. Many people think the fruit has simply gone off. They throw the whole bowl away. They complain to the supermarket. They think they bought a bad batch. The fruit was perfectly fine. The chemical reaction was the problem. If you mix kiwi with any form of dairy, you must eat it instantly. You cannot meal prep this combination. You cannot chop it up on Sunday night and leave it in a plastic container in the fridge for Monday morning. The enzyme will destroy the dairy overnight. You will wake up to an inedible sour soup. So, eating it immediately with yogurt saves your breakfast. It protects your delicate stomach lining from acid reflux. But what happens if you eat the skin without neutralizing its hidden defense mechanism? The invisible threat is not just the hairy texture. Kiwi skin is brilliant, but it hides a high concentration of oxalates. Oxalates are naturally occurring plant compounds. Plants use them in the wild to deter insects from eating their protective outer layers. Think of them as tiny microscopic shards of glass. If you consume them in high amounts without enough hydration, they clump together. They form hard microscopic pebbles. Consider a 62-year-old who starts eating 3 whole, unpeeled kiwis a day for their gut health. They read about the fiber, they want the energy, but they barely drink water. They sip a small black coffee at breakfast and maybe a cup of tea at lunch. A few weeks later, their lower back constantly aches. Their joints feel unusually stiff when they wake up. They blame their old mattress. They blame the damp weather. Wrong. It is oxalate buildup crystallizing in their system. When you don't provide enough fluid, these compounds settle.
They blamed the damp weather. Wrong. It is oxalate buildup crystallizing in their system. When you do not provide enough fluid, these compounds settle. They irritate the joints, they burden the kidneys, they cause a deep, nagging discomfort that you simply cannot stretch away. The solution is incredibly simple, but entirely non-negotiable. Always pair a whole kiwi with a large glass of water to flush these compounds safely and swiftly through your body. Let us look closer at this hydration rule. You cannot just drink a tiny sip of water and expect to flush out these oxalates. You need volume. When you eat the whole skin, your kidneys need a fast-moving river of fluid to carry those microscopic glass shards out of your body before they can settle and bond together. I recommend a full 300 milliliter glass of room temperature water. Drink it immediately after eating the fruit. Do not wait an hour. Drink it right then. This guarantees the oxalates remain suspended in fluid. They pass harmlessly through your urinary tract. You get all the quercetin, you get all the actinitin, you get all the fiber, you get absolutely none of the joint stiffness. It is a simple biological trade-off. Water is the key. Never eat high oxalate foods while dehydrated. It is a recipe for unnecessary physical discomfort. But none of this matters if you still physically cannot bring yourself to swallow that fuzzy, bitter exterior. I will reveal the friction trick right now. How do you usually prepare this fruit at home? Right below. You hack away at it with a knife, you lose half the sweet green flesh in the process, your hands get sticky, the juice runs down your wrists. It's a messy, frustrating chore. You do not need to suffer through the fuzz. You do not need to peel it ever again. Here's exactly how we bypass nature's tough defense. Take your whole unpeeled kiwi, drop it into a small glass bowl of cold water, Add exactly half a teaspoon of standard baking soda. Do not use baking powder. Use pure baking soda. The baking soda acts as a mild, completely natural abrasive. You probably have a dusty box of it sitting in your baking cupboard right now. Take a rough kitchen towel or a clean, stiff vegetable brush. Rub the skin briskly for exactly 10 seconds under the water. Do not scrub it so hard that you bruise the fruit. Just a firm, consistent rub. The alkaline nature of the baking soda chemically weakens the tiny hair follicles on the fruit. It softens them instantly. Combined with the direct physical friction from the brush, it snaps those tiny hairs off right at the root. You'll actually see the water turn slightly cloudy with the removed fuzz. Rinse the fruit under cold, running tap water for 2 seconds to wash away the baking soda residue. Feel it with your thumb. It is completely smooth. It feels almost like a plum or a smooth nectarine. The fuzz is completely gone. The bitterness is neutralized.
Yet, you have not destroyed a single flavonoid locked inside those cellular walls. Then comes the cut. This is where most people fail. Do not bite into it like an apple. That is a huge mistake. The skin is still structurally tough, even without the hairs. You must slice it carpaccio style. Take a very sharp chef's knife. A dull knife will just crush the fruit and push the skin into the flesh. Slice the kiwi paper thin. I mean incredibly thin. You should almost be able to see the cutting board through the slices. When sliced this incredibly thin, the tough skin breaks down easily in your mouth. You barely even notice you are chewing it. The sweet, acidic juices from the green flesh completely mask any remaining earthy taste from the skin. You get 100% of the biological benefits. You experience absolutely zero textural disgust. It is a masterpiece of kitchen chemistry. You turn a fuzzy, bitter obstacle into a seamless, highly nutritious part of your daily breakfast routine. It takes less than 30 seconds, but the biological rewards last the entire day. Let us review exactly what you are doing tomorrow morning. You will stop throwing away the most valuable part of the fruit. You will take 30 seconds to wash it with the baking soda friction method. You will remove the fuzz completely. You will slice it incredibly thin. You will eat it immediately. You will never let it sit in a bowl of dairy. You will follow it instantly with a tall glass of water to manage the oxalates. You will stick to this routine strictly. By making this tiny adjustment to your morning routine, you stop giving your body isolated sugar spikes. You stop forcing your pancreas to work overtime. You start providing your digestive system with a robust, fibrous shield. This shield supports your digestion. It feeds your good gut bacteria. It clears your arteries with quercetin. It pre-digests your heavy meals with actinidin. It keeps you vastly more vigorous and energetic throughout the entire day. Your gut microbiome will thrive. Your blood sugar will remain perfectly stable. Your heart will pump blood effortlessly. Your morning routine will become easier, cleaner, and infinitely healthier. Try it tomorrow morning. See exactly how your stomach feels by lunchtime. Notice how your energy levels remain steady at 2 in the afternoon. Pay attention to how light you feel after dinner. This information is strictly educational to support your daily vitality. Never change your doctor's medical treatment without their consent. If this specific topic interested you, you will absolutely love this one too. Stop peeling apples. Why boiling the peels for 5 minutes is a game changer.